As groups prepare to march in downtown Louisville to celebrate Pride, the LGBT Center at U of L will walk in remembrance of those no longer with us.
They're all LGBTQ young people who've died, and two died in the past month, and the other two died in the past few years.
Director of the center, Lisa Gunterman, says they plan to raise awareness on mental health within the LGBTQ plus community.
This climate of hatred and bigotry is killing our youth. So again, regardless of how people feel about another person, each one of us can do something to build a better world and make sure they know that the world is better with them in it.
One life named on Lisa's wrist is trans rights activist Henry Berg Brousseau. We asked his mother, Senator Karen Berg, her thoughts on the organization's efforts to honor him.
That the fight continues. The work continues. The work of making this world a better place. That's my whole job. That was Henry's whole job. Just to leave this world a little better than you found it. And that strength, that power, that will is not forgotten.
Talking about her son's advocacy still touches the senator's heart and fills her eyes with tears.
Friday afternoons, they would literally go and they would cook, and then they would go serve the homeless encampments around where he lived. And people said not only did he feed them, but he knew them. My child really cared about how other people felt.
Henry brought awareness to the community through his work with the Human Rights Campaign, even earning recognition from President Biden. But tragically, he took his life in 2022. The last thing Henry did was send a press release warning that trans rights were under attack.
But you, my friends, are champions for humanity.
Since then, Senator Berg has fought legislation like 2023 Senate Bill 150, which restricts medical care for trans youth. It was vetoed by Governor Beshear, but overturned by lawmakers.
Do not give up hope. Do not hurt yourself, and God forbid you not go out and hurt somebody else over this.
Fighting? I don't know. Fighting or praying. I mean, right now, unless we were to reverse SB 150, our only recourse is to wait for the courts.
For the first time in my professional career, I've known too many young people who've died by suicide.
The group's call to action is to increase mental health among the community as they remember Henry and others in Saturday's Pride Parade. In Louisville, José Alonzo, WHAS 11 on your side. Shining colors, vibrant moves, and contagious smiles. Members of the Louisville dance group Que Siga la Tradición, bringing excitement to the visitors of WorldFest.
This is the third year in a row that we get to be part of this big cultural festivity.
Showcasing various Hispanic cultures through song and dance. Selene Wilson and Yosvani
Pascual, nickname Yo-Yo,
founded the group in Louisville in 2022. It's grown to 55 kids, and they're passing down their Cuban roots to the next generation.
Now we have not only Cuban, we have Venezuelan, we have Mexican, we have Ecuador, Bolivian, Panama, and actually from American families as well. We have like a few kids that come from American families.
Performances like this don't just happen naturally. Just like any number, it takes practice. Members like Rachel Gonzalez says dancing reconnects her to her Cuban roots.
My dad, he always used to play like on his tumbadora. And he would always play music for me, and he would always just let me dance, or my mom would play Celia Cruz, and that's how I would start moving.
Why is it important that we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month?
My parents were immigrants, and my mom became a citizen and she did all the work through it, and I feel like it's so important to show that heritage, and as que siga la tradición, as it means to keep on with the tradition, we show that unto the other people as they keep on growing.
Trying to keep our kids speaking Spanish, it's going to help them to communicate with their grandparents. Different families that are still back in their country, this communication is important, and it's where we come from. It's something that we must not forget.
In the end, Que Siga la Tradición showcases that music brings everyone together. For moments that matter. In Louisville, José Alonzo, WHAS 11 on your side. Checking in with a downtown Louisville restaurant.
Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cuál es su nombre? Janet, Oficial Lima.
Is bilingual LMPD officer Brian Lima of the 1st Division, a Guatemala and Spanish-speaking native who joined the police force in 2020.
I feel proud to be Hispanic, you know, especially the fact that I had the opportunity to come here at a young age, learn the language, and then actually be part of the community now.
Lima, who is 30 years old, immigrated with his family to the Derby City when he was 6 years old. He says after his family experienced domestic violence, there was a certain LMPD member who inspired him to earn his gun and badge.
The chief that we have right now, at the time, I think he was out on patrol, and he was the first officer on scene that responded to my mom's domestic.
Lima says then officer and now police chief Paul Humphrey ensured his family obtained a protection order, and he credits Humphrey's actions for how he represents himself on the force today.
It makes me proud to be here and kind of look back and say, man, like, you know, when I was 7 years old, I was in the back of this car, now I'm in the front of it, making a difference and helping people out.
And he's doing it in 2 languages, whether if it's while patrolling the streets in his police cruiser or visiting local businesses like Mi Ranchito Grill Mexican restaurant on Broadway.
Creo que la familia de ella es de Hidalgo también. Sí, sí, sí.
Employee Janet Francisco says it's important to see Hispanic representation within LMPD.
Especially for my other coworkers that don't, you know, fully speak English or understand. It's important for them to have someone who they communicate and understand effectively when something happens.
I've gotten the opportunity to work with every unit that we have in the department. I've been able to help with homicide cases, domestic violence, our non-fatal unit, our traffic unit.
It's known that there is a Spanish-speaking community within Louisville that have come here through the immigration process. How is LMPD ensuring to do outreach to this community and making sure they're not afraid to call for help when they need it?
The whole immigration status, that's the federal side of it. We're not federal, you know, we work for Jefferson County. So I like to explain to people all the time, you know, I don't care about your status right now. All I care is about figuring out what I can do to help you.
Lima says he wouldn't have graduated from the academy to pursue this dream without the help of the late officer Hassan, who died of a medical emergency, another bilingual friend who spoke Arabic that he keeps a photo of nearby.
I told myself, you know, like, I don't speak Arabic, but I still speak Spanish, so let me do this for both of us, you know, let me move forward, become the officer that I wanted to be, and then the officer that he wanted to be as well. You know, I learned a lot from him, and hopefully, you know, till this day, I'm still making decisions that he would have made as well as a police officer.
It's a large commitment being a bilingual officer, but Lima's doing it to honor loved ones, represent Hispanics, and to protect others like him. For Moments That Matter, José Alonzo, WHAS 11 on your side. Performances that always start with a loud introduction and a colorful Chinese lion costume. River Lotus Lion Dance in Louisville leaves spectators in awe.
And that's the most important part, just seeing them smile and creating that lively atmosphere. And with our drums and colorful lions.
And the magic is composed and choreographed by young Louvillians of Asian descent, like Danny Tran, who's a first-generation Vietnamese American.
I've just made lifelong friends. It's just another way for the young people to connect to their cultural roots, since many of us never travel back to Vietnam where we're from, and this is just another way that we can connect ourselves and ground ourselves to that culture that we don't have here.
This group helped Trung Quoc Duong find his passion for percussion.
When I hit the drum, it touched my heart, like made me feel like very more confident. I feel like I have motivation to do it. Maybe I love it. Yep.
And these lion heads, they are made out of bamboo and shipped all the way from China. And River Lotus Lion Dance, they actually are the second generation stemming from the first Louisville Lion Dance.
They started in a garage, and so they were just like little kids dancing. And I came along a year later because she introduced me to lion dance, and I've stuck with it for 5 years now.
This is their way of celebrating their Asian heritage.
Originally, it came from China and spread with the spread of Buddhism. And from there, it spread to different sides of Asia, and that's why you can see different lion species.
And now these young dancers are passing it down to the next generation.
I know later on they'll understand and feel that emotional, also cultural connection. It's very nice to teach and foster up this sense of community.
Who's taking it one dance move at a time to also reconnect with their roots and blow away audiences. With photojournalist Aspen Hester, for Moments That Matter, I'm José Alonzo, WHAS 1119 on your side. Sweet Havana on Fern Valley Road is a favorite spot for Luis David Fuentes, the owner of El Cantubano, a Spanish magazine making waves across Louisville.
It's a resource, it's a guide. It creates opportunity for small businesses to get in front of their preferred client base, their niche market.
Nichelle Martinez's family bakery is one location where you can find it.
We are printing every month, around 9,000, 10,000 copies.
Fuentes is the heart of the publication that's celebrating 15 years.
The publication is, I would say that this part of every house, the Hispanic and Cuban house of the city, because we have different sections. We have real estate, health, education, local news.
Getting a copy of El Cantubano is as easy as opening the magazine stand and grabbing an issue. There are 150 stands located across the city, all of them offering free copies anyone can take home. And these stands are a beacon of community for Spanish speakers.
There is not like in Miami or in Los Angeles that you have TV, radio station, you have other media. At that time, there was, almost nothing. Everything was on English.
As the face of El Cantubano, Fuentes actively shares his culture and stories of why Cubans are moving to Kentucky. In a February Metro panel, he told a room full of business representatives why they're leaving home.
Cubans escaped from socialism. Cubans are here because they don't have any freedom.
There is a dictatorship ruling the country for 65 years, only one political party. If you doesn't agree with them, you have to go to jail or leave the country.
During a 2021 Free Cuba movement rally at Big Forlan, he stood with other Cubans protesting their home country's actions.
Right now in Cuba, we have more than 1,000 Cubans on the jail, serving 15, 17, 13 years, just because they went peacefully to the streets in July 11, 2021, asking for freedom. I wish I could have a publication in my country, providing jobs, paying taxes, but again, in my country there is no any freedom.
He also uses his magazine as a platform to highlight Cuban stories and talent like Luandor Osorio, an artist raising his family in Louisville after leaving Cuba. His painting was on the cover of July's issue and expresses a Cuban's journey to America.
It's exactly how Cubans are feeling. This kind of paint representing the freedom that Cubans are hungry, that the freedom that we found here.
So El Cantubano is an advocate for the community. It's a supporter for small businesses. It's a platform for who we are. And so we are very honored to have the newspaper here on site.
Fuentes says his and other Cubans' dreams for freedom would never come true without the support Derby City offers.
Having the opportunity to work close with my community, having the opportunity to vote, to have a business showing different opinions is a blessing. So God bless Louisville and God bless United States of America.
A magazine representing struggles we can take for granted. For Moments That Matter, José Alonzo, WHAS 11 on your side. Another busy day of learning at Fairdale High School. Inside, students run eagerly to their next class.
I will give you the fancy word in a minute. Well, I'll tell you now, it's mechanization.
Inside Karen Bringer's history class, you'll hear lessons in English, but softly in the background. Translation to Spanish.
I really helped make an impact on their lives.
Senior Brenda Hernandez Reyes helps her peers understand the lesson.
Sobre agricultura. Agricultura, sí.
And so does Brangers, with instruction in 2 languages.
I could not do this without Brenda. I'm going to miss her when she graduates and goes away.
Brenda credits her Hispanic roots for her bilingual tongue.
My family is from Mexico. My mom is from Oaxaca and my dad is from Hidalgo.
Born and raised in Louisville, she's a student interpreter, helping new Hispanic students earn their diploma.
Why do you go out of your way to help translate for these students?
It's just a really good sense of satisfaction to see them happy. I still talk to them, so it's not just in the classroom. It's like through the halls or in the cafeteria sometimes.
It allows me to go at a pace where they're not so bored because she can actually explain something. So if they're confused, I can say, hey, could you come over here and explain this?
JCPS shared this data, which shows that by the end of last school year, just under 20,000 new students were enrolled in the school district that either spoke a different language or moved from a different country.
Our top languages, though, are Spanish, Kinyarwanda, Arabic, Somali, Nepali, and Swahili.
The district has over 150 languages spoken at their schools. Newcomer Academy is another campus that focuses on multilingual students.
Kentucky, in fact, is one of only 3 states that over the last 20 years has seen over a 400% increase in multilingual learners.
JCPS says if all the multilingual learners were a school of their own, it would be the 4th largest district within the state.
This is like my 15th or 16th year here at Fairdale, and it used to be every once in a while you would have 1 or 2 students, 2 at the most. But since the pandemic, this class has over 20 multilingual students. We have actually students from all over Guatemala, Mexico, Puerto Rico, a large population from Cuba.
Brenda isn't the only student interpreter at Fairdale High.
Well, my parents are Cuban. I've spoken Spanish at home a lot. I talk to other Cubans around here, and I feel like it feels good for other students when they see people like from their own countries.
My family's from Mexico, Tamaulipas. I just know the people coming here in high school, coming from another country, coming from a newcomer academy, they don't know English that well. So I just don't want them to be in the same position that I was in back in elementary.
Once she graduates, Brenda wants to take her skills to adults in her community.
Because I know that there's still a lot of adults that have trouble knowing how to pay their bills or pay rent because of it being in English.
A growing generation of students who can become Derby City's next leaders in multiple languages. For Moments That Matter, José Alonzo, WHAS 11 on your side.